Hello, I'm Morgan Kaloji, and this is
Kira Gosney.
and today we are here with the Pueblo Colts and Pueblo West Cyclones. Both teams stand in a huddle, deciding what they're gonna do, waiting for that break.
I think this is their last home game. No, it's not.
Today seems like it'll be a tough match for both teams.
It does. The head coach for Pueblo West Cyclones is Eric Young. The JV coach is Tim Decker. The assistant coach is Logan Young. The goalkeeper coach is Franco Maselli. And the managers are Brian Decker and Jersey Garut. The head coach for Pueblo South is Dustin Etheridge, and the assistant coaches are Trent Snarich and Zach Kisfalisi.
Both teams make their way out onto the field. Cyclones will be starting the kick. Looks like number 3 will be starting the game off.
It's a pretty nice day today, wasn't it?
Very nice. And the ball is played off of number 3's foot and is played into the air and just out. Trying to save it with the header, number 15 does not quite get it.
Did you see that header Sam Parker gave? It was pretty cool. Didn't go back in, but it was pretty cool.
Number 16 for the Colts throws it in, and his teammates are trying to get it out of pressure. It is dropped back and played central, but the ball is intercepted. Cyclones kick it out, and it is Colts throwing. Number 16 taking the throw.
Number 16 for the Colts is Jovan Sanchez.
There is a header made by number 15 Colts as the ball is played between 3 of their players. Cyclones intercept and boot the ball up the field, but the goalie for Colts manages to get it. And there it goes, just like a bird. Number 4 for Cyclones traps the ball, lowering it to the ground as he passes it to his teammates. Number 15 using his skills to dribble it up the field. And number 3 for Cyclones is gaining field, making his way towards the Colts goal.
Number 3 is Kevin Sheehan, and this year he's a senior.
And the ball is played by the Cyclones, but it looks like both teams are battling it out. And the ball is being played towards the Cyclones half as a run is being made, but Cyclones goalie dives onto the ground and catches it.
That was a pretty slick slide by Steve Klein, the goalie.
The ball is passed to Cyclones and Colts at the same time, but Cyclones get the advantage and both teams are back at battling. Number 17 for Colts traps it, passing it off to number 6, who gives a slick little pass. And here we go, the ball for number 10's feet on Colts side. He brings it towards the goal and shoots, but it just misses.
Boys seem pretty aggressive tonight already, don't they?
Indeed they do. Goalie number 0 for Cyclones boots it up the field about the 30-yard line. Has Cyclone number 5 passes it up with a nice little back move. Colts now in possession, number 6 passing it to his teammate, who then boots it up the field for number 21 to make a run.
Number 21 for the Colts is James West, and he is a senior.
And the ball is booted up the field. Cyclones making their way down and getting closer by the second to the goal. He loses his touch a bit but regains, and seems like Colts now have possession. Number 6 for Colts just passed it back, and the ball is back in Colts' feet. And here we go. The ball is very close to being out.
Went out on 10 for the Colts, and that is Marlon Caperon, and he is a senior.
And the ball is played to the Colts goalie, number 0, who punts it over half, allowing Cyclones to try to gain possession, but the ball is played out. Colts throwing, being made by number 1.
Number 1 is Zeppelin Oliva.
Excuse me, I mean number 3.
Number 3 is Ethan Quintana Wagoner.
And another throw-in, but made by the Cyclones. But Colts gain possession and are heading towards the goal. Both teams missing on the ball, allowing it almost to go out, but it is saved by a Cyclone.
Wow, that goal is for the south side is.
It will be a Cyclones throw-in. The ball bounces off bodies from each team, but Cyclones manage to get it back and battle it out. And the ball is played out. Colts throwing. Number 3 making the throw. And Colts make their way up the field once again, but the ball is bouncing off both teams equally. And
ooh, did you see that slide catch by Steve Klein?
The ball is played about halfway, and both teams now battling it out. Cyclones with an advantage. Offsides. The kick is going to be made by number, I believe, number 11 for the Colts.
Number 11 is the captain for the Colts, and he is Richie Perez.
He boots it quite far, but Cyclones managed to get the first touch. And a save is made by number 7 on Cyclones, who boots it out of the Cyclones zone.
Number 7 is Gage Graham, and this year he is a junior.
The ball is played in by a Colt, and looks like we got a Colt down, but he manages to get back up as the ball is played over half, and Cyclones meg their opponents and make their way towards the goal. Number 3 using some saucy moves as he makes his way, and his teammate number 15 making that run.
Number 3 is Kevin Sheehan, and number 15 is Parker.
Looks like it is a goal kick. The ball is booted into the air as Cyclones get the first touch again. And the ball is played out. Colts throw in, and I believe number 16 is taking the throw.
Number 16 is Javen Sanchez.
He has a crisp toss, but Cyclones gain possession and head towards their goal. The ball is played out. It'll be a Cyclones throw-in. Number 5 making the throw.
Number 5 is Hunter Nettles.
He makes a strong throw about midway of the goal, but his teammate misses. And another goal kick is going to be made by number 16 for Colts.
Number 16 being Sanchez.
He kicks it, and this time, Colts get the first touch. Number 7 for Cyclones steals the ball, and Cyclones gain and are using sly little passes to keep it. Cyclones dribble it up and boot it up the field as number 3 takes control. The ball is left behind a little bit, but Cyclones and Colts go after it.
I believe Kevin Sheehan was the one that just now got tripped by one of the Colts.
It will be a Cyclones penalty kick. Both teams prepare as the kick is made by, I believe, Jack. And number 4 manages to keep it on the line, but Colts finally get it out. And Colts now in possession, but actually leave it behind. Cyclones trying to make the run of the field, but aren't fast enough. It is a Colts throw-in. Once again for Cyclones has control and is moving his way up the field as he makes a nice little pass himself. Ball is out on Cyclones and will be a Colts throw-in. Number 16 taking the throw. Both teams now battling, and the ball is saved by a Colt as he makes his way up the field. Cyclones defending quite well. Some nice saucy crisp passes are being made by the Cyclones, but Colts take it away. Once again, Cyclones make their way up the field, and the ball is played more central to number 5, who takes the shot from about 35-yard line.
Number 5 being Nettles, and here he is a sophomore. Seems like everyone's wearing neon colors tonight. The refs, the South's goalie, and along with one of the parents.
It is a goal kick being made by Colts. Cyclones with the first touch again. But seems like the Colts will be having a free kick. Number 16 will be taking the kick.
Number 16 is Sanchez. Sanchez is a freshman, and he's actually 1 out of 4 freshmen on the Colts side.
The ball is played into about the 15-yard line, but Cyclones get the ball back over half. Colts number 6 takes it up the field, and now is dropped back to number 4, but are and working their way down. Looks like it'll be another Colts throw-in. And I believe number 3 is taking the throw.
Number 3, and he is also one of the freshmen out of 4 of them.
The ball is played in, and looks like it is back out. Cyclones throw-in. And he shoots the ball forward with a nice throw, but the ball is booted back down by Colts. Cyclones now have possession and are making their way up the field. And Sheehan tries but barely misses, almost getting it in the goal. It looks like it'll be another Cyclones corner kick. And I believe number 20 will be taking it.
Number 20 is Preston Gasparetti, and he is a freshman.
Both teams prepare, leaving a few members of their team out in the field just in case. And a slippery miss is made, bouncing off of both teams. It'll be another Colts goal kick. And the ball is played into about half, and Cyclones get the first touch once again and start making their way back up. The ball is played over the heads, number 2 for Cyclones, gaining more field.
Number 2 is Andrew Hensley, and he is a senior this year.
Looks like it'll be another Cyclones corner kick being made by number 2 as well. He shoots the ball about central of the goal, but it is played back out, and Cyclones shoot once again, but it will be another Colts goal kick. And I believe it is number 11 taking the kick. Cyclones boot the ball up. Another header is made to a Cyclones teammate, but Colts intercept. And the boys get a little confused, but gain back what they... And it looks like it'll be another free kick for Colts. Number 11 taking the kick.
Number 11 is Perez, and he is a senior.
He makes a saucy pass over everyone's heads, but Cyclones gain possession, and the ball is accidentally played out. Colts throw in. Colt number 20 makes the run, and the ball is almost in, but Cyclones manage to get it out. He passes it short, but is intercepted by a Colt. And using his tricks, Colt number 12 passes it to his teammate. Looks like it's out. Colt number 16 taking the throw. And Cyclones corner the Colt, but looks like it'll be a Cyclone.
Sounds like we have some angry parents tonight.
And the ball is played to number 4 on Colt's side, but Cyclone number 4 also heads it back over half. Looks like Cyclones are on the run. Here we go, number 3 again for the Cyclones is making his way up, going wide and trying to send it central, but the ball is bounced off the Colts. It'll be another Cyclones corner kick. Number 2 will be making the kick. The ball is played in but bounces off of a Colt's body.
Looked like it hit his face.
And Cyclones and Colts are both battling defensively and offensively. Looks like it'll be another Cyclones corner kick. This time made by number
20. 20 is Gasparetti, and this year he is a sophomore.
And he boots it over a few heads, and Cyclones try to head it in, but looks like the goalie for Colts saves it. He boots it into the air, and Colt number 10 makes a nice little crisp floppy foot.
Number 6 just now came out, and 13 for the Colts replaced him. 13 is Willem West, and 6 was David Flores.
The ball is played in, and Colts rush to it. Number 11 heading it out. Cyclones throw in. Number 5 will be taking the throw. He communicates with hand motions to his teammates, but Colts get their head up there and get it out. Another Cyclones throw-in is being made. The ball is played in, but Cyclones trap it to the ground. And number 10 for Colts now having possession, passing it to his teammates in a triangle formation. Looks like they're playing cat and mouse at the moment. And a nice little pass is made by the Colts, but the ball is played out. Number 2 for Cyclones taking the throw.
Number 2 being Hensley.
He throws it short, but the ball is mixed into the Colts' hands. And number 21 sends the ball for his teammate number 10 who made the run.
Number 21 for the Colts is James West, and
number 15 for Colts now has possession and drops it back to number 12 and up to number 16. The ball is played central and back out wide as the Colts move forward. And here we go. Looks like they're going to try to shoot it, but Cyclones gain possession. Number 11 passing it for his teammate who makes the run. Number 5 sprinting up the field.
Number 5 is Nettles.
And he tries to shoot, but the goalie slides and saves it. And it looks like we have a man down.
I believe that is number 6 that got injured for the South, and that is David Flores. Looks like that one hurt, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Number 2.
My bad. I believe that was 12 that got injured, and that is Nate Sanchez.
Number 12 makes his way off the field as a Colt replacement is sent back in.
Number 6 went in for Nate Sanchez, and 6 is David Flores.
And the ball is played over the Cyclones' head as number 21 for Colts rushes at it, very close to the Cyclones' goal. The ball is played to number 10, who then passes it up the field, and now Cyclones kick it out. Number 3 taking the throw for Colts. He tosses over a few heads the ball at the 10-yard line and is trapped by the chest by a Colt. And the ball is played out once again. Cyclones goal kick. Seems that the Cyclones goalie will be taking it.
I believe Hunter Nettles just now went out, and number 13 replaced him, and that is Xavier Hatch.
And the ball is played in, but also played back out. Looks like it'll be a Colts throw-in. Throwing it over a few heads, it is dropped down to the ground, but accidentally bounces off the Colt into the Cyclones' hands. Or I should say feet. Number 6 now going after the ball for the Colts side, but Cyclones pass it back up. And Colts in possession once more, and the ball is played out off of a Cyclone leg. Colts throw-in being made by number 16.
16 is Sanchez.
Doing a little roundabout there, number 11 and Cyclone accidentally let the ball out. Looks like it'll be another Cyclone goal kick. And he kicks it about the 30-yard line where Colt number 10 gets the first touch. Both teams now battling it out. And looks like Cyclone's saving it a few times from letting it get to the goal. It'll be a Colt throw-in, number 16 taking the throw.
Number 12 is going back in, and number 6 is coming out. Number 12 is Sanchez, and 6 is Flores.
The ball is being heavily pressured by the Cyclones' goal. Cyclones keep getting it out, trying to not let it get to the goal. And a few headers are exchanged as Colts still stay in possession and make a slippery kick out. Looks like it'll be another Cyclones goal kick.
Number 15, I believe, and 11 just now came out, and Sheehan and Graham replaced them.
The ball is headed by Cyclone number 15 to his teammate number 13, and the ball is back in Colts' hands, though. Number 15 for the Colts making his way down towards the goal. And with great offense, Colts make their way back down the field, and with heavily pressuring, Cyclones continuously keep it out. Colt number 16 taking the throw-in.
16 is Sanchez.
Once again, the ball is played out, this time a Cyclones throw-in. He throws it central to his teammate number 7 and bounces off of him to number 15 off the Colts. Cyclones throw-in. Number 1 taking the throw.
Number 1 is Swatsky.
And the ball is played in, number 13 for Cyclones getting the first touch. And the ball bouncing back between both teams. Number 15 on the Cyclones team makes his way down towards the goal, trying to get it.
15 is Parker.
And the ball is played out. It'll be a Colts goal kick. And both teams make their way down the field as the ball is played in about exactly half, and Colts are now on their way gaining field. Number 15 taking a little time to dribble. He drops it back to his defense, who then plays it back central. And there goes out to the wide, who dribbles it up the field a little bit, taking his time, and the ball is sent forward. And the ball is played to number 10 on the Colts side, who is then shoved from behind, it looks like, by a Cyclone.
Wow, would you look at that sunset tonight?
It's very pretty. And Colts will be having another free kick. Both teams repairing, and the ball is played in. Cyclones with the first touch, but the goalie catches it quite smoothly, I have to add. And he punts the ball over, And up, and number 3 for Cyclones, now in possession, racing towards the goal.
Ooh.
And it looks like it'll be a penalty kick for the Cyclones.
I believe Sheehan was tripped by 2 of the South's players. The parents do not agree with that call.
And it looks like one of the Cyclones defenders is making his way down the field to take the kick. And I believe that is number 14.
Number 14 is Dent.
He takes a few steps back as he prepares. And we're off. The goal is in. Now giving Cyclones a single point, and Colts at 0 with just over 11 minutes. Both teams resetting up and preparing to start. Colt number 13 is starting the ball.
Number 13 is Hatch. "13" is actually William West, not for the Cyclones, but for the South.
The refs are now ready to begin the game as the Colts prepare to kick off.
Parents seem pumped, don't they?
And the ball is played, but the ref calls it and is making them restart. And the ball is now played incorrectly. Number 15 for Colts passes it up to number 12 and back to him. And the ball is played central, then to the wide wing, number 16, who takes his field and dribbles it up. He tries to pass it, but number 1 for Cyclones intercepts it. Number 7 for his team also giving him a hand as he passes it up. And Cyclones now making their way down the field, but are accidentally miss it, and Colts pass it back. Now it's a 50-50. Who will win? Number 13 heads it over the Colts' heads to his teammate number 3, but the ball is played back down the field for the Colts. The ball is dropped back to number 16, who then takes his space, passes it in, and it's a give and go. Colts are having some saucy, crisp passes as they pass it to one another as they make their way up the field. Number 15 now in possession, handing the ball off to number 21, who is being heavily pressured by a Cyclone.
Parents don't agree with that either.
It was a Colts throw-in. Both teams now getting mixed up with one another. And looks like it'll be another Colt throw-in. Number 15 taking the throw.
Number 15 being Roy.
And Cyclones are keeping the ball away from the Colts quite heavily, but both teams managed to fall on the ground. Looks like it'll be a Colt free kick. Both teams prepared, again leaving a few men out in the field just in case the ball bounces back. Looks like the goalie for Cyclones is being smothered by people, and the ball is played out wide, and is out of bounds. Looks like it'll be a Cyclone throwing. Looks like we're having a few subs as the ball is tossed to the Colts' feet, but is played back out. Cyclones thrown once again. And it looks like it'll be another free kick for Cyclones at about the 30-yard line. Number 14 will be taking it.
14 is Dent.
And he runs up to the ball, shooting it over half, but Colts managed to get it when the ball is bounced off. Cyclones now gaining field, taking their space and running with their fast runners. And looks like the Cyclone and Colt collide. The ball is played up. Cyclones getting the first touch, but Colts managed to get the second. And number 21 fights for the ball.
So parents are not agreeing with any of the calls that the refs are making tonight.
And the ball is now hit off number 5's foot for Cyclones, back over to number 17, and it is then dropped back to number 4. The ball is played back to the Cyclones, but is bounced off of a Colts out. Cyclone number 7 shielding the ball. And let's see, what is this call this time? Looks like it'll be a Cyclone throw-in. Number 5 trying to get the first touch, but it looks like it'll be was a 50-50. Number 7 for Cyclones gets it though.
Number 7 is Graham.
The ball is dropped back to Cyclone teammates, and number 4 now battling it out with 2 Colts. Looks like the ref called a Colts free kick.
Now the parents are happy with that call.
Seems as if number 4 for Cyclones gets a yellow card.
I believe number 4 just now came out of the game on the Cyclone side, and Xavier Hatch replaced him.
Number 16 takes the free kick for the Colts, and the ball bounces over a couple of feet before the Cyclones can get the first touch. The ball is played back up about 50-yard line, but number 11 for Colts passes it back, and now the ball is bouncing between possessions. And offsides made by a Cyclone. Looks like number 11 will be taking the free kick. He backs up a few paces before he takes the ball and shoots it over heads. And Colt number 21 getting the first touch. Looks like it'll be a 50-50 between Colts and Cyclones right now as they battle it out down by the Cyclone goal. Ball is played central to number 17 and then is dropped back to his defense, number 4. Being played out wide, then central once again, and dropped back. Ball is played to the Colts' left wing, played up and out, and looks like number 16 is on his way towards the goal.
Number 16 is Sanchez.
He switches the ball over, and number 11 goes for the ball but falls. Looks like the ball is now down on the Colts half. And the ball is played out. Looks like it'll be a Colts throw-in made by number 3.
Number 3 is Quintana Wagner. Number 6 is going in for 13 on the south side. 13 is West and 6 is Flores.
The ball is thrown in over both Cyclones and Colts' head, but Colts manage to gain possession as they make their way down the field. His teammate, number 16, makes an amazing run as he tries to go towards the goal, but it is passed out. Looks like it'll be a Cyclone goal kick. And the ball is played in to about the 35-yard line, but Colts get the first touch, but accidentally lose it to a Cyclone who passes it over half, allowing number 3 for his team to make the run towards the goal, accidentally tripping over his moves, but still manages to get it to his teammate. And the ball is intercepted by a Colt. Number 10 for them is now in possession, dropping it back to his teammates, who then play a few through balls, but Cyclones get it back. Looks like number 15 is on his way, being challenged by...
Ooh. Looked like he did the splits there. That was 15, and his name is Parker.
The whistle is blowing for Cyclones to have a man down. With just under 3 minutes, Cyclones still with the 1 goal and Colts still at 0.
Wow, you know how people call soccer players field fairies? Looked like a fairy move right there.
Looks like it'll be a Colt free kick at the moment at about the 20-yard line. Number 15 for Cyclones being walked off.
I believe number 20 replaced him, and number 20 is Gasparetti.
I believe number 16 for Colts is making the kick. Cyclones managed to get a hand on it as they pass it back down to the 30-yard line. But Colts shoot it back up. The ball is played, but Cyclones try to kick it out. And the ball is now a battle 50-50 between Colts and Cyclones. Number 13 for Cyclones drops it back and swoops it out of Colts' hands. And the ball is played forward, but looks like Colts will get to it first. The ball is dropped back down to the Colts goalie, who punts it up and over a ton of heads and into his team's possession. Number 21 heads up the field, passing it central to number 10, who goes wide, and looks like both teams bring each other down. Colts getting the advantage of that call. Number 15 passing it, or wait, just kidding, he continues to take his space up, then passes it wide to number 10, but Cyclones just save it.
Score is 1-0, and that is halftime.
And we're back for the second half. Cyclones already on the field.
The score is 1-0. Cyclones are winning.
Colts now on the field. Colts will be starting the ball. The ball is played back on the Colts side to number 3. And still in Colts possession as they make their way up the field. The throw-in is made by Cyclones. The ball is now played out. Looks like it'll be a Colt throw-in. Or excuse me, Cyclones throw-in.
It's starting to get pretty chilly tonight, isn't it?
Yes. The ball is played back. It'll be another Cyclones throw-in. The ball is played. Looks like number 8 will be throwing it short to number 14, who pass played. Colt goal kick. The ball is played over the 40-yard line, bouncing off of both teams' heads. Number 7 pressuring from the Cyclones team as Colts make their way down the field. And looks like Colt number 10 still in possession of the ball. Cyclones trying to pressure. The ball is played down the line and it looks like it is out. That'll be a Cyclones throw-in. He trots back towards the field and chucks it over a few heads. Both Cyclones booted down the field. Number 20 racing like a horse to get to it, but the ball is played out by Colt. Number 8 taking the throw.
Number 8 is Morris.
Colts now in possession, but it is intercepted by Cyclones. The ball is played wide, and a header is made by number 5. Nobody was there to get it, except a Colt who kicks the ball, but it bounces off a Cyclones as a Colt throw-in. He drops it back to him once again and back up the field, and number 7 bounces it off his head for the Cyclones, but number 17 for Colts gaining possession. Now number 13, and back to Colt number 10, who races up the field. And Cyclones trying to get it out, but the ball keeps bouncing off of Colt bodies. It is a Colt throw-in, or actually it looks like it is a free kick.
Wow, it's pretty cold tonight.
Very cold.
There's several people I see with blankets and heavy coats on.
And the ball is played up to number 20 for Cyclones, but Colts managed to get there first and accidentally kick it out. It'll be a Cyclone throw-in made by number 8. He throws it into number 4, but the ball bounces off his body and still Cyclones gain control. But it looks like it is a Colt throw-in by number 3. Number 3 for Cyclones passes it to number 20, who tries to go more central towards the goal. And Colts intercept. Another play called on the Colts, or Cyclones, excuse me. And here we go. Colts kick it off, making their way down the field, taking up the space they have. And the ball is crossed over to teammate number 3 for Colts, who accidentally lets the ball bounce off his head and is out. A short throw-in is made by number 20 to his teammate number 4, and the ball is kicked up the field. Looks like a nice header is played to Cyclone number 17, who tries to go for that goal, but looks like it's out. It'll be a Colt goal kick. Cyclones get the first touch with a header, but looks like Colts now gain possession. Number 15 takes up the space he has, passing it to his wide wing, and the ball is played back to number 10, who drops it and played central. Now Cyclone number 11 or 17 had the ball and got his team possession. Cyclones make their way up the field. Number 4 tries to take the shot, but the goalie for Colts manages to get it. The ball is played out wide to Colt, played central, and looks like it is played kind of wide, but Cyclones intercept. Once again, count possession and use their time to pass and make wise choices. The ball is played through for intercepted by number 20 for Cyclones, who boots it up the field, and the ball is played out. Looks like number 12 taking the throw-in for Colts. Number 3 taking his time to do a chest drop and drops the ball to his feet, and the ball is now played up for him to try to go for the goal. It'll be a Colt throw-in.
Number 14 for the Cyclones fell. That was Dent, and he had a very quick recovery.
Cyclones save it from going in the goal. Looks like it'll be a corner kick for Colts.
The parents seem very excited on both sides.
The ball is played in central, but the ball bounced, and the goalie has to make a nice saucy dive for it to get it. He then punts it up the field over half as Cyclones race towards the Colts goals. They try to shoot, but Colt goalie grabs it and is ready to punt it back over.
The goalie for South is Dylan Chamberlain, and this year he's a senior.
Colts in possession, making their way down the Cyclone goal, but we have a slide tackle. Looks like it'll be a Colts free kick. Both teams prepare at this. The ball is played over several Cyclones' heads, but Cyclones still manage to get it out and pass it to a Colt, who then tries to send it back over, but it is intercepted and is now little passes between both teams. Cyclones boot it up, but looks like Colts are there to retrieve. And trying to kick it into the goal, the Colt accidentally kicks it out. Looks like it'll be a Cyclones goal kick. He backs up a few steps and trots forward, saucing the ball over heads, but looks like number 3 for Colts gets the first touch.
Number 3 is Quintana Wagner.
He plays it to his teammate number 21, and now the ball is played out by a Colt. Looks like it'll be another Cyclones goal kick. He takes it safe and passes it wide to his defense, and the ball is now being played up by Cyclones, who make the run. But they're so close, 50-50 between both teams, but the ball is played out on the opposite half. Looks like it'll be a Cyclones throw-in being made by number 8. He drops it back, and the ball is still in Cyclones' hands. Number 5 taking that shot, but the goalie for Colts saves it.
That was a pretty nice save. Seemed like it almost hit him in the chin, though.
And looks like Cyclones still in possession. Now making the way up, but the ball is intercepted by Colts. And again, intercepted by Cyclones. Using a few moves, Shanahan makes his way up the field, passes it wide, and the ball is played back more central, but Colts
were running.
As Colts are going to have our throw-in. And I believe it is going to be a throw-in. He throws it short and at it. And it looks like Colts end up with it. Number 12 fighting for the ball with number 8 on Cyclones. And they both get tripped up.
I believe number 8 was the one that fell over the Colt, and that is Morris.
It'll be a Cyclone free kick. The play is argued as the teams on the field get ready. He plays the ball in to about the 50-yard line, but number 12 gets the first touch on the Colts side. And the ball is played between Cyclones and Colts, going back and forth. The ball now on Cyclones half, still as number 10 makes his way down the field towards the Cyclone goal, but it is just out, allowing the Cyclones to have another goal kick. He plays it in as Colts get the first touch. Now battling it out, Colts with the ball on the cycle.
Go, Sal, come on!
Looks like it'll be a Colt throw-in. And we have a few subs. Number 6 going in for number 13.
Number 13 is West, and number 6 is Flores for the South.
Looks like the Colts try to pull a pull around, but is tripped up, and looks like a Cyclone is given a yellow card or a warning. I think it was just a warning. Colts will be taking the kick as both teams settle towards the goal, swarming the goalie. The whistle is blown as the ball is chipped over heads, and goal for South Colts.
The score is now 1-1 with 25 minutes and 16 seconds left. Wow, the parents seem happy with that call.
Looks like Cyclone number 3 will be starting us off.
Seems like now everybody's pumped now that the score is tied.
The ball is dropped back with the Cyclones and dropped back even more and played out to the wing as number 20 makes his way but is slide tackled.
Morris is the one throwing the ball in.
He chucks it at his teammate number 20 who manages to chest pass it, but the ball is now played central into the Colts' hand. It looks like it'll be a free kick. Cyclone number 3 making a wall by himself. The ball is sauced over heads very close to the Cyclone goal, but it is just out, allowing the Cyclones a goal kick.
This game's been a very challenging one for both teams.
The ball is played up, Colts getting the first touch, but the ball is played over their heads and rolled into the goalie's hand. And the ball is played over half, both teams gaining possession and losing it. But it seems as if Colts are going strong towards the goal as it is dropped back to number and centered and played wide. Number 15 now trying to take that shot, but does not make it. The goalkeeper swipes it out of the air. A nice crisp punt made by the Cyclones goalie. And looks like Cyclone number 9 now in possession, making a through ball for his teammate who almost gets it in the goal, but Colts save it.
Although it's freezing outside, all the parents are very pumped, very energetic.
Extremely. Looks like the Colts goalkeeper steals the ball from the air and sauces it to about half. Cyclones passing it to one another, now in possession. And it'll be a throw-in once more. Header made by Cyclones, but Colts get Cyclones are called on, and the Colts get the call. He plays it safe, and the ball is sauced up and dropped back and played out wide as the Colts go towards the goal. He uses his quick feet to go, but looks like it is in, but it's not.
Ooh. Looked like someone that was not the goalie protected that from the ball.
The goalie gets it out and lays it across the floor to his teammate, who then sauces it up the field to number 3, I believe. And the ball is played out, though. Looks like it'll be another Colt throw-in. He tosses it slow and passes it up the field to his teammate, but Cyclones intercept. The ball is dropped back several times, and once again looks like the Colts steal it and are back up the field on their way to another goal. The ball is sauced up to number 20, who makes a crisp run up the field. It tries to make the through ball, but nobody's there except for the Colt goalie. Looks like Cyclones are heading up the field again. And looks like the ball is out. It'll be a Colt throw-in. He drops it back to his teammate, who then kicks it over a few heads to his teammate, 21, who then sets up the run for number 6. Cyclones then trying to shoot it back out, but it is intercepted. Making a nice chip over across the field, but the ball is stolen and is now bouncing between possessions. The ball is played wide and played even more wide as Colts make their way for another goal. And Cyclone making their way for another goal, but it looks like the teams are playing kickball. Number 4 passes it to his teammate number 5 and back over to 4, and it is dropped. The ball just bouncing out. Looks like it'll be a Cyclone, or a Colt throw-in, excuse me. He saw it, but looks like it is out again on the Cyclone. Another Colt throw-in. Now the Colt making the run as Cyclones defend heavily. And a cluster of boys go after the ball as Cyclones take the advantage up. Looks like we got a Cyclone down. Looks like the trainer is making her way across the field to check out what has happened. And Colts gather around to talk to one another.
The trainer is now checking on the player for the Cyclones, making sure that they're okay.
Got a nice juggling circle going over there.
Gotta keep yourself warmed up for the game.
His Cyclone up onto his feet and makes his way off the field.
I believe that was number 20, and that is Gasparetti.
And the boys will resume the game in just a few seconds. As a sub is being made, and I believe number 7 is coming in for number 20. Cyclone number 14 will be starting the ball. He boots it over several heads, giving Cyclones the advantage of the field at the moment. But Colt goalie steals it. Looks like Colts are good ball. And Cyclone try to get it out of their half, but the ball is played out and looks like it'll be a Colt throw-in. Both teams fighting for the ball as it is played out once again, and another Colt throw-in. He plays it into number 6, and the ball is played out. This time, a Suns throw-in. The ball is played in quickly over several heads. Number 3 kind of doing a back pass to himself as he makes his way up the field as 2 Colts aggressively defend him. Looks like it'll be another Cyclones throw-in. He sauces it over both teams' heads, trying to get it closer to the goal, but looks like it is played out again. And the ball is played in central of the goal as Cyclone number 8 takes this shot but just misses. With just under 16 minutes, Cyclones with 1 goal and Colts also with 1. Looks like Colts got the first touch on that with a header. And Colts sauce the ball down the field onto the Cyclones half as they gain advantage on the Cyclones goal. But the ball is played out. Looks like it'll be a Colt throw-in. He plays it in short to his teammate who goes central and then passes it back out wide. The ball is crossed over, but looks like Cyclones intercept with a header. Number 9 now passing it to number 4, who tries to make that a run possible for Cyclones. But Colts intercept. Looks like Colts now with the advantage, but Cyclones regain possession. Looks like it'll be a Cyclones throwing. And the ball is tossed over, and Cyclones now racing towards the Colts goal. But looks like number 0, goalkeeper of the Colts, intercepts.
There's only 14 minutes left in this last half, and the score is 1-1.
Cyclones booted up the field. Number 3 making that run. Him and the goalie go face to face, but the goalie manages to kick it out. And Cyclones now gaining recovery.
Take this home, boys!
The ball is played down onto the Cyclones half as the Colts number 10 makes his way up and passes it wide to his wing. Now both teams, both offensively and defensively, attacking at the 15-yard line. Looks like it'll be another Colt throw-in, and he tries to cross it to his teammate number 3, but it is just too high.
Look out, let's go!
And the ball is played up for Cyclones who try to make their way down the field, and he's on his way to another goal, but it is intercepted by the Colt.
Wow, did you see Sheehan's legs move?
Dang! The ball is played out. It'll be a Colt throw-in. The ball is tossed in over a Cyclone head who looks like he's limping a little bit, but he's still getting around as the ball is played down the field. Number 21 centering it to number 15, who then tries to pass it wide, but Colt is not there.
Looks like Morris on the field is having a cramp in his leg.
Looks like it'll be a Cyclone throw-in. And the ball is played to a Colt, but Cyclones regain possession and are now on their way to another goal.
Good job, Nick!
Both teams with an equal amount of possession as the ball stays more towards the 50-yard line.
Cyclones are trying to strategize right now.
As Colts make another throw-in, and Cyclones gaining possession, putting it up the field to number 3, who is tripped up, and he drops it back, and the ball is shot forward for number 11 to make that run, and he makes it, and he's so close to another goal. But they trip over each other, and it looks like the Colt goalie gains possession.
Looks like 11 Perez for the South Colts and 11 Mark Ritz for the Cyclones tripped over each other.
Looks like it'll be another Colt free kick. Number 16 taking the kick.
Let's go, South!
He shoots it overhead, making a nice saucy pass to his teammate, but the ball is played out.
Let's go, boys!
The ball is kicked in to a Cyclone, gaining the first touch. Looks like it'll be a Cyclone throw-in this time. The ball is played forward, but Colt's goalie allows the ball to roll into his hands. The ball is played up the field onto the Cyclones' half and back onto the Colts and back over the line. Cyclone number 11 trying to make that run, but the ball is just out, giving the Colts another throw-in.
11 is Mark Ritz.
Looks like it'll be another Colt throw-in. It looks like they are taking a rethrow and checking the ball's air. The ball is chucked over a few heads. Cyclones in possession of it as the ball is bouncing off bodies back and forth. And there are now currently 3 players on the ground. All but one managed to get up and recover as the ball is played down to the Cyclones goalie, who has forced to come out of his box and kick it. The whistle is blown for a Cyclone is injured.
Everyone is up. Bench on the Cyclone side.
Both teams trying to figure out what happened.
Go, South! Go!
I believe that was number 16 or 15. ball will be started off here in a few moments as both teams recover from the incident. And the ball will be played in by a drop kick from the Colts goalie. Number 11 for Cyclones getting the first touch. Trying to get the ball up the field, but both teams are being super aggressive trying to get the ball. Cyclones now ball in hand, but looks like Cyclones are going to get a free kick. Number 14 will be taking it. He passes it, and the ball is played out. Well, just kidding. Looks like it is still in. Number 14 punting it back up the field for his teammates to get, and it looks like Cyclones are offsides. And Colt with the ball in tow as they make their way back up the field towards the Cyclones' goal. Cyclones pressuring quite heavily. And a nice little switch there made by Sheehan. Number 3 Cyclone at score. Both teams seem to be on the floor a lot as both teams are being super aggressive trying to get the
But seems like it's kind of faded away.
Throw-in is made by number 11 and intercepted by Cyclone number 1. Looks like it'll be a Colt throw-in.
Number 15 on the Colts is the one throwing it in, and that is Roy.
He drops it back to his teammate. Number 3, he centers it, but looks like Cyclones get it out. Cyclones booted up the field, but it looks like Colts get the touch on that and start heading back towards the goal. Cyclones having an enormous amount of pressure, which is really helping them. The Colt misses it, and the ball is slid out, and looks like it'll be a Cyclones goal kick.
As you can clearly hear in the background, many Colt parents are excited and are now up and off their seats.
Number 21 back at it again towards the goal, but the ball is played out, and it looks like it'll be a Cyclones goal kick once more.
4 minutes, let's go!
The ball is booted up the field. Colts getting the first touch, but number 11 has the ball in hand now and is making an advantage for his team up the field towards the Colts goal once again. The ball is played out and looks like it'll be a Colt throw-in. He sauces it over several heads, and looks like Colt's still with that touch of the ball. And again, Cyclones headed to one another. The ball is played central, both teams going at it, but Colts managed to escape and pass it up the field, and it is intercepted with a little header. Number 4 for Colts passes it down, giving his team another advantage towards the goal. And the ball is out. Looks like it'll be Colt number 3 throwing it in.
Number 3 is Quintana Wagner.
The ball is passed in. Cyclone with the first touch. 50-50 between Cyclone number 3 and Colt number 4. Looks like Cyclones get the touch. Both teams race down the field as the goalie is pushed out of his box. And number 3 once again back at it, but is tripped up. And the ball is bouncing back and forth between limb and limb. Being back to number 14 Cyclones, the game slows down a bit, giving the boys to recoup. But once again, it is sped back up.
This is a huge game for the boys this far in the season, and I think that's why they're being so aggressive tonight.
Number 15 races down the field trying to save the ball, but looks like number 3 will have to take the throw in.
Guys, let's go!
Perhaps we will have overtime. The ball is played into number 8's feet, who plays it out, and looks like it'll be a throw-in for Colts, made by number 3 again. The ball is sauced wide but intercepted by Cyclone number 15 and played back up, but the goalie gets it. He punts it to about half. Cyclone number 4 stealing it from the Colts and passes it wide, but Colts start making their way up the field once again before they have ball in tow.
1 minute! 1 minute!
It'll be a Colts throw-in, number 3 making the throw again, and the goalie's out of his box, but still manages to save it. Looks like we have a Colt down, and it seems as if the goalie accidentally let it go out when he tries to save it, so it'll be a Colts goal kick.
Everybody's off their seat now that it is 1-1 and there's 30 seconds left.
And both teams going strong for the last 30 seconds, and the goalie snitches out of the air and sauces it over half. Colts gaining the first touch on that, Cyclones with the second.
The ball is going back and forth as both of them are trying to make the goal within the last 6 seconds.
The goalie cut his box and kicks it over half. And looks like time is out.
Looks like we're going into overtime,
Hey, next time, Marshall!
but now the game is 1-1.
Looks like we are back at it again with overtime. The score is still remaining 1-1 with 10 minutes to go.
The boys are super pumped on both sides, and I think they're all ready to get out of here and want to win.
Both teams doing quite well and aggressive. Colts starting it off, dropping it back to their players, who are now going to make their way up the field, but Cyclones intercept. Looks like Cyclones still in possession as they make their way towards the Colts goal. Number 15 really close. He tries to center it, but the goalie catches it. The ball is played out and looks like it'll be a Cyclones throw-in. He tosses it, but looks like number 10 gets the touch and plays it back over to himself and centers it.
Number 10 is Caparone.
Both teams going for it.
Cyclones kick it out, trying to get it away from their goal.
And looks like the ball is back up the field for the Cyclones with the advantage, now gaining space. Number 4 now using his juggling skills to calm the ball down for his team as they make their way down. The ball is sauced over, but Colts intercept, and a few headers are given as both teams try to make their way down to each goal.
Number 15 just fell, and that is Parker.
Number 16 centers it, but the ball ends up going wide, and Cyclones now up the field, giving number 3 the run, go face to face with the goalie, but it looks like, ooh, he tries to shoot it, but did not quite get to it fast enough. Very close. Colts now making their way back up the field, but Cyclones quick to recover. And the ball is dropped back, but is bounced off of number 15 for Colts and is played out. It'll be a Cyclone throw-in. Number 5 making the throw.
And that is Hunter Nettles.
And number 11 now making his way up the field, trying to Maradona it, but looks like the Colt stands like a wall behind him. Now the ball is 50-50 with possession, and this time Colts making their way towards the goal. Cyclones quick to intercept, but are called. It'll be a penalty kick for the Colts as the Cyclones try to prepare. Now it is 1-on-1. Hopefully the Cyclones goalie can catch it.
Everyone is standing right now on both sides.
And the goalie manages to save it. Cyclones with the save.
And the Cyclone side is pumped and out of their seats.
With little over 6 minutes left, both teams still remaining at 1 point. And it looks like the Colts scored, now making the score 1-2.
There's 5 minutes and about 40 seconds left in the overtime. The score is now 1-2.
Actually, it looks like they didn't count it as a score. So I think the score is going to remain 1-1 for right now. Cyclones punt the ball down. Number 3 making his fast feet move towards the ball, but the goalie gets it. The ball is sauced over several heads as Colts make their way down the field, intercepted by a Cyclone. Looks like the Cyclone's goalie is going to punt it. He punts it well over half as his teammate number 15 tries to go for it. The ball is for 5 for Cyclones, and number 15 takes the throw. The ball is dropped back for Colts, and Cyclones pressuring quite heavily. The ball is thrown into Colts, passed out wide to number 16, who takes his Cyclones goalie, punts it up. Looks like Cyclones and boot it down the field. But Cyclones intercept it and are now on their way to get another one. And the ball is played through, and number 11 sauces it almost into the goal, but just
it was
out.
So close.
Looks like it'll be a goal kick for the Colts. With a nice saucy kick over both teams' heads, the ball is now in possession of kind of both teams, 50-50 at the moment. Number 16 trying to make that pass, but is forced to drop it back to his goalie, who does not come out of his box, but waits until the ball gets to him and boots it. Both teams going at it as it stays between the 40-yard line on both halves.
It is so critical Cyclones keep on talking and keep on playing their best.
Both teams now going towards the Cyclone goal. Cyclones trying to keep it away, but Colts going after it as the ball is played out. And looks like it'll be a Colts throw made by number 3. Only about a minute is left. And here we go, Cyclones and Colts going at it strong as the goalkeeper catches it, letting it bounce for a second, but still manages to get it, and kicks it well over half. But Colts still with the first touch, and Cyclones there to try to get it away out of their hands. They battle it out about mid, and Cyclones with the steal, but Colts still going at it strong. And that is overtime. we are back on the field again for a second overtime. If neither team scores a goal on this overtime, we will be forced to do a shootout.
I believe the Cyclones have only had one other tie this season.
And Cyclones started off and recover the ball from a high kick, but the ball is played out, giving the Colts a throw-in. Rushing to throw it in. He drops it back to his teammate number 6, who then plays it out and back up. Colts currently on the Cyclones half.
Everybody is pumped and still out of their seats. And the cheerleaders as well seem pretty excited.
The goalie bounces out of his box and kicks it out. Cyclones throw it in. He throws it in over heads, and Colts get the touch. Colts begin to make their way up the field, but Cyclones with a steal and is tripped by a Colt, now giving Cyclones a free kick at around the 50-yard line. He sauces it up and over, but Colts get the first touch and Cyclones with the second. Controlling it with a header to the ground, Cyclone number 5 passes it to 3, but it goes back and forth between possessions, and Colts using heads to get it to one another. The ball is dropped back by a Cyclone and passed forward. Number 11 for Cyclones trying to go after it, but Colts just pass around him at the moment. And the Cyclones boots it up, giving 11 another chance to run up, and he's using his quick cheetah legs to run down the field.
Go south.
Looks like it'll be a goal kick for the Colts. He plays it in at the 45-yard line, and it looks like Cyclones got the call called on them, and without even thinking about it, played in the Cyclones with the first touch. Number 15 for Colts making his way down, passing it to his wide, who then drops it back. And Cyclones with the steal. Once again, number 11 racing up the field to try to get to that ball, but the goalie lets it slide into his hands. Trying to trap it with his knee, Cyclones let it bounce up into the defense of the Colts as Sheehan tries to get the ball, but it is played out by a Colt. It looks like it'll be a Cyclones throw-in.
I believe the Colt that kicked it out was one of the captains, and that is Perez.
And number 5 for the Cyclones throwing it in, and looks like it was crossbar. It'll be a Cyclones goal kick. Colts have the ball stolen away from them by the Cyclones as both teams try to get it up the field, pressuring and attacking. A nice ball is played up the field to the Cyclone number 15, but Colt passes it and looks like we have a Cyclone down.
There's only 5 minutes and 38 seconds left in this double overtime, and the score is still 1-1.
Seems as if almost no one is sitting down at the moment. Both teams still trying to figure out what happened.
Sheehan and the personal trainer are around the Cyclone player trying to figure out what went wrong.
And the Cyclone is being helped off the field by his teammate and the trainer.
The player is number 15, and that is Sam Parker.
Even his coach came over to help him give a hand. Looks like it'll be a Cyclones throw-in, though. The throw is made, and the first touch is a header, and the ball is played out. Looks like it'll be a Colt goal kick.
Right here, guys, let's go!
He boots it up the field to about the 50-yard line. Cyclone number 18 getting the first touch on that, and Colt with the second touch.
Come on, Colt!
And looks like we are having a sub.
It is 6 out, and now 13 is back in. 13 is West, and 6 is Flores.
The ball is already played in as both teams are down the field towards the Cyclones' goal, trying to keep a throw-in is being made by number 11, trying to head it over, but the ball is played out. Looks like number 16 will be taking the throw-in for Colts. Number 10 dropping it back, but looks like Cyclones are called on it, and Colts are getting the free kick.
Send them home, Alex, let's go!
He sauces it very close to the goal, but Cyclones managed to get it out. A nice save is made as Cyclones back and boot it forward for number 3, Sheehan, the captain of the Cyclones, to go up the field, but it was played out again. It is a Colt throw-in, but Cyclones are throwing their bodies in there to get the ball back with only 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. Cyclones accidentally pass it out, giving Colt number 3 a throw-in.
Everybody is up and anxious still, and are hoping to win the game on both sides.
Looks like it'll be a toss for the goalie. He plays it out to his wide, who then plays it up and takes his space. But the ball is intercepted, and now in the Colts' toe. He passes it central to number 17, who passes it to 3 wide and up central. But Cyclones keep it from getting to a teammate. And a nice save is made by Cyclones goalie.
About the 3rd or 4th time they have missed, and every time the parents get up their hopes.
The ball is now at the 40-yard line. And Colts with a throw-in. He chooses to go forward instead of dropping it. And the ball is played back out. Throw-in. Both teams going strong, but Colts managed to get the ball. Cyclones intercepting, passing it central, and sending it. Number 11 making that run. Plays it to number 3. Taking his speed and using his skills to go!
And Sharon makes it! The score is now 2-1, and there is 53 seconds left.
The Cyclones are happy.
Several Colts are now let down, and the parents on the south side are also now calming down.
Looks like Cyclones have the win. All the team members from the bench and coaches make their way onto the field. I'm Morgan Kaloji, and this is
Kira Gosney.
Thank you.